So today's going to be a jam-packed video of the top narratives and events happening in May. So stay tuned, it's going to be a good video. First, if you aren't following me on Twitter, definitely do so at thecryptodata. I post a lot of good info and a lot of good alpha and keep you guys up to date. So the latest post I have was covering all of the different events happening. Now, the first event is SocialFi. This is actually a big narrative for May. So if you didn't know, FriendTech V2 recently launched May 3rd, and they launched with a new club feature where basically people can create clubs and everyone can converse with each other and see each other's messages. Not like where you could have before, where it was just the owner could see everyone's messages and reply individually. And also they have their friend token. So the friend token has been doing okay. It launched around $10 and now it's around $2. Curious to see what happens with it because they are trying to create more utility and they are actually receptive on updates provided by KOLs. So curious to see if it grows in popularity and grows in value as well. And then we also had Fantasy Top, the biggest SocialFi trading card game where basically you could trade based off of different KOLs, their influence, as well as their different tweeting patterns and all kinds of other stuff that are built into the game. So it launched on Blast, had over 40 million in interest pre-launch, and it's become very popular. So these gained a lot of traction recently, again, verifying the strength of the SocialFi narrative. So keep an eye on any new SocialFi projects launching, as well as these two projects if they continue to grow. Now, the next narrative I'm watching is AI Summer. So today, we actually had the Morpheus launch, was a big AI token launch, so that's creating more hype for AI. On the 14th, we have Google's I.O. conference, NVIDIA earnings on the 22nd, the ASI launch, which is the combination of Fetch AI, Ocean Protocol, and Singularity. All of those are going to launch at May 24th at 7.5 billion FDV. You have ChatGPT 5 releasing in the summer, and then Tesla announcing in April that they're going to invest $10 billion in AI this year. So a lot of big catalysts coming up for AI. So I'd watch different coins such as Tau, Render, and Prime. Those are some of the main ones that are on my radar. And then next, we have big liquidity injections coming. So the government actually announced May 1st that they're going to start doing treasury buybacks weekly starting on May 29th. Now, this is huge because it says maximum purchase amount, $2 billion. So if we're having $2 billion come in week after week and then $500 million after that, it is going to be a lot of money flowing into the markets because what's going to happen is this injection of liquidity is going to increase the amount of cash available to banks, financial firms, other investors, which promotes lending and in investments and also stabilizes asset prices. So this is going to be good injection of liquidity into the market as well as a stimulus as of sorts because again, it's going to make it easier for banks to start lending as well as promoting other investments. And then also recently we had some news about FTX creditors are going to receive 100% of their allowed claims plus billions in compensation for the time of value in their investment. So they're not only receiving back what they lost in FTX, but also some extra on top of that. So I believe whenever this becomes clarified, whenever it becomes solid, people receive their investments back, it's going to create that wealth effect as people siphon capital back into the market. So just like getting a free airdrop, they're getting their money back and they're going to try to buy more crypto with it. Now, the next narrative is DPIN. So DPIN, you have the IONET launch, which is a very hyped DPIN protocol on May 14th. And then you also have the Peak Network, which has been very hyped as well, having their launch between May 9th and May 16th. So starting tomorrow. And then also I'll keep an eye on the big DPIN projects such as Akash Network, Minima, Phil, and Arweave. So these are definitely big projects or some of the main DPIN projects in my opinion. So I'll definitely watch those and watch these catch a bid as we gain hype for the DPIN narrative. Now, next, technical analysis. So I'm going to actually go here on the live chart so you can see exactly what's going on in the market. So the first chart we're going to look at is Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance is a good measurement of how much money is flowing into Bitcoin versus the alts. So higher dominance usually means alts are chopping or declining. So right now we saw that Bitcoin actually closed above its weekly support and is now still going to the upside. So we're seeing alts bleed, we're seeing big drawdowns across the market, and Bitcoin is continuing to bleed as well, but not as much. So something I'm watching here is either A, we continue to pump up until this major resistance level, which would signal alt season starting, which would coincide around July, August, or we reverse here and actually fall through support, which would create a surge into altcoins. So that's something I'm watching closely here. And then next, Ethereum BTC. So basically measuring Ethereum strength versus BTC. Now, this actually coincides nicely with support, seeing as Bitcoin dominance is resistance. So if they happen at the same time, then that would also indicate a major alt season happening, because we did have major resistance here on January of 2021 for ETH BTC. So if it reaches support and bounces off, then we could see a resurgence in ETH and other alts as well. And then speaking of other alts outside of Ethereum, so there's no market cap for Bitcoin or Ethereum, just other alts, about, I believe, the top 125 altcoins. We can see here that it has maintained that support level trend line, as well as this weekly support at 633 billion. So it is very, very closely flirting with that support level. We did close above it, which remained bullish, but since then, this week, we've seen a lot of volatility and a lot of chop and decline. So right now, if we do go below the support level, the next trend line I'll be watching here around 600 billion. If we fall through that, then it won't look good for altcoins. So definitely keep an eye on this. And then last but not least, we have USDT dominance. So just like Bitcoin dominance, this tells how many people are investing into USDT versus alts. So basically, if this breaks through resistance like it's doing, then this indicates more people are flying to USDC, taking a risk-off approach and getting out of altcoins. So it closed below last week, which did indicate, a shooting star candle, which does usually indicate a reversal. But since then, this week, we've actually seen it blow above, which will be very, very bearish for alts if this continues. So what we want to see here is a reversal back to the downside, money flowing back into alts, and then a mini alt season starting from there. But as you can see, it is still very much on the rise, so not looking too good for altcoins. So definitely watching this for the weekly close to see what happens there. So that was the summary I had for this today. And last but not least, actually, we do have May, the Ethereum ETF, May 23rd. This is something you need to watch out for. It's VanEx, so keep an eye on this. Again, 99% chance this is going to get denied, but if it doesn't, it was going to create a crazy rally. So potentially look at Ethereum L2s and beta plays leading up to this May 23rd date. Grayscale actually did withdraw their ETF application. This was announced here by James Safart, Bloomberg analyst. And he believes it was a Trojan filing in order to create the same circumstances that allowed Grayscale to win the GBTC lawsuit, which approves futures, denies spot, etc. So I wouldn't look too much into this Grayscale withdrawing their ETF application, but it is, again, causing more FUD in the market. So just keep an eye on that. But with that, if y'all had any good questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please like the video if you liked it. Really appreciate all you guys watching. Until next time, see you later.